Hey guys, this is Justin back with Engineer's Perspective. Today I'm going to be doing a sharpening of this Tojiro DP 170mm Santoku. But the real star of the video is this here. This is the Shapton Pro 1K. This was sent to me by a viewer, Dan, so I'm very appreciative that he was willing to send me this, as well as a 320, 220, and the Naniwa Superstone 5K. Mostly I'm concerned about the speed and the finish I'm going to get off of this one. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. I did want to mention, I just thinned this out. You can see there on the Shapton Pro 220, and very impressed. It's super fast cutting. It did create lots of slurry, and when I washed it off, there was no load up. But when I drew pencil marks across it, just did it, and flattened it, it only took 20 seconds to flatten it. It was pretty close. You know, I did my work trying to wear the stone evenly, but really impressed. So really like the 220. I might pick one of these up. Still have more to do with the 320 to decide between the two of them, but right now I don't see a reason not to choose the 220. But anyways, on to the star of the show here, the 1K. So the question is speed and finish. The reason being is, you know, I've got a Nanohone 1K, Chosera 800, I've had a King KDS 1K, and I have a King Neo 800. And all but the King Neo are too slow of cutters for me. The Chosera and the King finish really great though. So if I could get the speed and finish of the King in a stone that is harder and also alumina based instead of silicon carbide based, that would be great. And I'm hoping in this stone to get that. So I have had the Shapton Pro 5K for a long time. And if you're used to the feel of that stone, this is kind of in that same realm. It's a hard stone, fairly glassy. It does feel like it bites, but not a lot. But it definitely feels hard. And you know, I've kind of heard that this finish is more like an 800 grit stone or something in that ballpark. Shapton Pros seem to kind of oversell their grit rating. All right, just like that, we've got a burr. Let's just kind of take a look at that bevel. Try to catch it in the light here. It's a nice satin, very even. I love the low maintenance aspect of the Shapton Pro line. You just toss water on them, you go. They don't require a lot of flattening. They usually cut pretty fast for the grit rating, which is kind of what I was talking about before. They're a really good price for the thickness of stone you get. The Shapton Pros are just probably the best bang for the buck out there in my opinion, especially if you like harder stones like I do. They're probably not the best for someone looking for a polish, something maybe a little bit muddier. And also, these are kind of known for having a little bit of inconsistency in their grit. It's like if you wanted to have a stone that had better consistency in the actual like grading of the abrasive particle, the glass series is where you're going to want to go. There's all the mud from the 220 in that over there. So I've raised a burr on both sides. Let's have a look-see. Down in the light. Well, I gotta say it looks pretty good. Once again, it's a satin. It's different than a stone that slurries a little bit and you get kind of like a really nice even haze. So it's a satin where, you know, all of the scratches are lined up and it looks nice and shiny, but you know, it's not the same kind of polish you'd get for something that would actually slurry. So, but fast. Gonna do some strops on this thing for max refinement. Very light pressure, matching the angle. We're gonna start working it down. I'm just checking to make sure that I've done what I think I've done. Like, don't sit and do 20 stropping strokes and not check if you've actually flipped the burr to the other side, because you just did 20 strokes for no reason at all. So I highly recommend checking your work as you go, because you don't just do stropping strokes or whatever stroke for show. There's a reason you're doing it, so make sure you're actually accomplishing the goal. I forgot to grab out the the phone book paper for you guys. I'll just add in a clip at the end of me slicing it. Excuse me. Bit of a frog in my throat. Okay, it's reduced the burr quite a bit, but it's not gone. This stone really likes what I just did though on this steel though. That's pretty impressive. Because you worry, with a stone that cuts fast, it can be hard to finish on it in my opinion, because it wants to generate new burr, or if you make a mistake, then it amplifies the mistake. So I'm really pleased with how this has stropped. Generally, I don't like a fully stropped finish. I like to do one of these guys, which I am going to do for final burr removal setup here. These light passes. And then a few edge leads here. Very light pressure. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's always hard to tell when your fingers are still a little bit wet. Good grab. I think it's burr free. It's pretty clean. Just kind of running my thumbnail. It's not perfectly clean. It definitely feels like it could use a strop, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I'm surprised at how easy it was to get it to this level though. I was expecting to really struggle to get a clean apex. So that's it. I'll show you shaving my arm here, and then I'll add in a clip, but so you can see, or maybe you can't see, but it just took arm hair off like nothing. So conclusions after all that is, what I really wanted to know is this the stone to recommend to people, especially for like new beginners, and I think it is, man. It's low maintenance, it's fast cutting, it's decent finishing. The actual like polish of the edge is just, my hair off there, okay. I don't know how well this will come through, but it has really good bite, but still little refined. Yeah, just low maintenance, it's fast, it's got a decent finish on it. It's not very expensive. This is definitely, I think, probably the 1K to recommend. That's just VG10. I've got a lot more to go in terms of testing its speed on different things, but that was a really great start, very positive. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. Have a good one. Bye. Pretty good.